Hello and welcome. It's 11 a.m. in Seoul. I'm Kim Mo-gyan at the Arirang News Center. We are breaking into our regular programming to bring you a live briefing from the South Korean health authorities on the coronavirus outbreak. Now let's turn to the Sejong government complex.
First of all, we have Mr. Son Young-rae with the explanation on and the regular briefing on COVID-19 response here in South Korea. Let us now begin our regular briefing for November 25th, Wednesday. As of today midnight, we have 363 new local infections, and we are seeing a continued uptick in the number of new cases. And in the metropolitan area, we have more than 70% of the total cases, standing at 255. And 108 have been reported in the non-metropolitan area. We have 3 additional fatalities. I extend my deepest condolences to the deceased and the members of the bereaved families. And centering around the metropolitan area, we are continuously witnessing a rapid spread of the virus throughout our community. As of today midnight, during the past week, we have seen 316.3 cases on a daily basis. And also majority of them were related to the and clustered in the metropolitan area. And also we had 17.3 cases in Gangwon-do province as well. And also at other places we have 16 cases in Chungcheong area and also Gyeongnam as well. They did not have the meet the threshold of level 2 social distancing. However, we see that we are seeing a widespread continuous uptick in the number of infections. And today is the second day since we have toughened social distancing measure here at the metropolitan area level 2 and also in Honam region at level 1.5. We understand that these toughened measures entail very toughened and large restrictions, and we would like to once again apologize to the self-employed as well as small business owners. However, it is very important that we need to take preemptive measures, and especially because the cluster infections are spreading widely to our daily routines. So we ask for your consideration and understanding. And it is very important for us to contain and curb the further spread of the virus, which is only possible with the participation and help of the public. During the past week, we have seen that many of the public have seen a significant drop in the amount of foot traffic. And also after the metropolitan area have seen level 1.5 level of social distancing, we have seen a drop of mobile traffic by 10.5% on week. So we would like to once again thank you for your participation, and we believe that the yields of the effects of the social distancing measures are yielded after 10 days or 14 days later. And we would like to once again urge the public to participate in such measures in order to contain the further virus. And here are some updates on our medical response. And we have a total of 81 patients with critical or severe conditions, and currently we have 115 intensive care unit hospital beds, and we have sufficient amount of these beds currently at current stage. And starting from September, we have also designated special hospitals to treat the intensively care units as well, and those with severe or critical conditions. And among the hospital beds, we also would like to contain and continue to designate more hospital beds to treat critically ill patients. And in Chungcheong and Gyeongnam area, we have also designated 9 more hospital beds to treat the critically ill patients. And going forward, we would also like to classify the patients depending on their symptoms, and we will also ensure the effective and efficient utilization of the hospital beds going forward. And with the increase of the number of hospital beds, and also we believe that there is also an uptick in the amount of utilization of the of the hospital beds as well as the live treatment centers. Currently, we have 49.8% of the live treatment centers that are under utilization. Of course, we do have some sufficient room. However, we are also seeing major restrictions in that area as well. However, we are continue to secure more hospital beds to treat the general patients as well. And we would also like to enhance more live treatment centers, especially in Honam area and Jeonnam area as well. And we are continuously having our related discussions. And as for our quarantine responses, we have some updates. Centering around the large greater capital area, we are seeing a major uptick in the number of cases. And we are also seeing many lack of the epidemiological investigators who are exerting their full efforts. So we would like to mobilize more investigators, and we are making sure that they are dispatched to also the public health centers as well as other administrative workers as well. And at the central level as well, we are also making sure that each of the local governments have a good support in terms of personnel. And in the metropolitan area, we are also preparing for a major massive outbreak, and we will continue to support more centralized mobilization as well. And as for local governments, we will also dispatch an immediate emergency response team so that they can also establish a dual system of epidemiological investigators and treatment investigators as well. And we will also carry out 2 weeks of intensified inspection and monitoring for these areas. In Gyeongsangnam-do province, we have Sacheon and Hadong-gun, and also Cheonan and Asan cities, and also the Dongjaku area of the Seoul city are designated as such areas. And in relation to the visitor log, we are also having the development of an digitalized entry log through the mobile phones. And we believe that there are many people who are not accustomed to the digitalized QR code systems. So we are also seeing a higher demand of these mobile phone-based entry log. And to this end, our science ministry also has also developed a specialized telephone-based entry system where one can call a call center and then they will have their information registered very simply. And this can also be applied on the discretion of the local governments, and this can also be restricted to the number of populations in that specific area. And we are also making sure that they will be put in place, especially at multi-use facilities, including public institutions and nursing hospitals, as well as traditional markets, which are largely visited by the older generation who have less access to the QR code system. And we are also making sure that this call center or the hotline could also work as a consultation body to decrease the mobile fee of our public. And also here are some updates on our quarantine, our treatment and vaccine development. And the government, as we have continued to tell the public, we are also participating in the COVAX facility, and we are making sure that we will be securing enough amount of the vaccine dosages. And we have signed the purchase agreement with COVAX on the 9th of October, and we have also given our prepayment as well. And we are also carrying out swift negotiations with individual firms as well. While the negotiations are underway, it is difficult for us to disclose the details. However, we will also conclude the discussions, and after that we will disclose any information necessary to the public very transparently. And in Korea, we also have the antibody treatment, which has completed the application of the participating patients for the second trial. as well, and we will also make sure that our domestically developed therapeutics will also be developed very soon. And we would like to take this opportunity to extend our deepest gratitude to our participants, including our patients as well as our developers and the researchers as well. And we are seeing a major third wave unfolding before our eyes, and it is very important that we have the solidarity and the cooperation from the public. So once again, we urge the public to participate in the government's quarantine and measures. We are seeing the outbreak spreading at various venues which are closely related to our daily routines. They include gatherings of family and friends, public saunas, and indoor sports facilities and gyms. And we are seeing various venues and also being subject to these cluster infections. And looking at the trends, for instance, we have the Kids Cafe cluster, which has spread to the users and their families and their friends. And this has also led to daycare centers and academies as well as nursing hospitals. And also this has also spread to, we have another case which stemmed from restaurants. However, this has also spread to saunas, academies, and also tertiary infections as well to many other facilities as well. And we have also disclosed the detailed information in our press kit, so please report on these as much as possible. And we would like to ask the public to make sure that you keep 3 factors. First, please refrain from going to any gatherings, and please stay home as much as possible. Right now, it is very important to tell your friends, let's meet at another time in the future. For instance, if you gather with families or relatives for group meals, it is very dangerous, so we ask you to postpone these group meals. And second, please refrain from going to multi-use facilities that are crowded and confined. If you are staying at these places for a long period of time, you could be exposed to the virus. And also at facilities that are difficult to wear face masks, including saunas as well as indoor gyms, it is very advised for you to refrain from going to these areas. And third, please get tested as soon as possible if you have any symptoms. It is very important to get tested as early as possible. This can protect yourself, your loved ones, and your friends as well. And as for the younger generation, please also make sure to get tested as soon as possible if you have any suspicious symptoms like fever or respiratory symptoms. And in order to have great effects of the social distancing measures unfold, we believe that next week will also be very crucial. And with only 1 week ahead of the Sunung or the college entrance exam, it is very important that we need to exert our full efforts to contain the virus, to grant a safe environment for the test takers. And also today we have the scheduled and planned large-scale demonstrations by the Korea Federation of Trade Unions, and we also ask for you to withdraw these demonstrations, and if you need to do so, please abide by quarantine measures. Also, we need to respect the demonstration rights. However, it is very important that you need to also think about the good of the larger public. And please also reduce the number of attendees by less than 10. And you have made these announcements. However, please note that you could also expose the virus at any gatherings before or after these demonstrations. And please do not meet in small groups before or after the gatherings at demonstrations. And please abide by the quarantine measures, including refraining from shouting or chanting. If there are any violations, please note that the government will take very stern measures. Thank you very much.
And that was a government briefing you just heard, updating us on the latest COVID-19 situation in South Korea, which confirmed 382 new cases on Wednesday, bringing the accumulated total to over 31,000. There was 3 additional deaths, bringing the total to 513. And that does it for your coverage of this morning's briefing. We'll be back at 12 p.m. Korea time with our midday news with Mark Broom. Bye for now.
COVID-19 has shut down the entire world. Over 1 million people have died from coronavirus worldwide, and the global economy is suffering. While this is all happening, another global threat that could jeopardize human civilization as we know it is looming over our planet. While COVID-19 is the hottest news around the world right now, the existential threat of climate change far exceeds that of COVID-19. On October 2nd, Jeffrey Frankel, a professor at Harvard University, published an article laying out the connection between climate change and COVID-19. He says that we can observe many direct connections between global health and the global environment. For example, deforestation leads to more carbon dioxide in the air and worsens global warming. At the same time, it forces many wild animals out of their habitat and in contact with humans. Some of these animals may carry viruses and end up spreading the disease to humans. Professor Frankel argues that there are 3 things necessary in fighting both COVID-19 and climate change: science, public policy, and international cooperation. Countries need to implement strong policies to transition from fossil fuels to renewable energy as fast as possible. Just like COVID-19, climate change is a global problem that impacts everyone on this planet. As the world focuses all its efforts in building back our lives, it is crucial that we cooperate on an international level.
Arirang.
The Diplomat has been revamped to Diplomat Talks starting this new fall season. Diplomats residing in Korea all have their own special stories to tell. Each ambassador has different responsibilities, but they all share one common role. Tune into the in-depth interviews as we discuss politics, economy, social issues, culture, history, and more. Diplomat Talks. Got questions on the new K-Way? Well, we've got answers. Different public figures such as idol members, content creators, models, and TV personalities experience and introduce Korean content in a digital format. As K-messengers, they provide information with one another while engaging in fun chats with friends and viewers from around the world. Join us to see who will be featured on the new season. See What I See, Season 2. Get all the latest news happening in and out of Korea. The program not only invites journalists from all over the world to sit down and discuss the most recent issues, but also connects with experts and public figures in different parts of the world through video conferencing. Understand current affairs through the engaging conversations and debates on Foreign Correspondence.
Terra Eco has manufactured various cosmetic products of the domestic major companies based on its advanced technologies and improved product quality. The company has garnered a lot of attention in the market by releasing facial masks under the company's own brand. We introduced Terra Eco, a provider of reliable facial masks made with natural ingredients. Terra Echo is a company specializing in producing cosmetic products based on the accumulated experience and technical skills. The company has built a systematic manufacturing process along with the specialists in the field of cosmetics.